I'm about to go live on the YouTube. If you don't have me added on the YouTube, add me on the YouTube, Don Kilam. Look it up, DONKILAM.com. Today's a good day, just like every day. Let's try this again. There we go. Peace and love, world. Peace and love. You're now rocking to the sounds and vibrations of your boy, Malik Kilam, also known as DonKilam.com. As always, prosperity is your birthright. I'm going to go on YouTube, do a sound check. The Wi-Fi was lagging for a second. I had to close out all these programs. Working hard. I'm working hard today. Sound check. Sounds good. How y'all feeling today, man? I hope y'all feeling lovely. It is Moon Day, Monday. And as always, if you find this information of any value, leave a donation because it is valuable. And your donations help me come to your area and make everything possible. So, how we accept donations? Apple Pay. The Apple Pay is 407-274-5161. Google Pay, CECKENSTEINTRUST at gmail.com. I'm putting it in the description right now. And then Cash App. And the Cash App is Secured Party Credit. Every Monday, what I usually do, I go over the colorable court system. I'm not a licensed attorney or tax expert. I do this for educational and informational purposes only. Okay? I teach people how to become aware of themselves and then in turn become empowered. Because you work for yourself. If somebody is taking your labor, you're giving your labor to somebody, you're by definition a slave, okay? You gotta understand that. If you know somebody that's gonna find this information valuable, send this to them. But before you do it, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and then share it to at least 3 people that you think will find this information of value. I had some stuff pulled up, but I had to close out everything. So I'm gonna pull it back up again. I'm gonna go over it again. Pull it up. I go over a lot of the same stuff because a lot of people think they say they know, they understand, they comprehend. In reality, they really don't. In reality, they really don't. Everything that you've been taught in school is far from the truth. Having a public education system is, you're being taught lies, okay? You have to understand that. And when you get rewarded for lies, it does something to your subconscious mind. It does something to your spirit. It does something to your spirit. And you got to understand that you got negative energy, you got positive energy. No matter how it appears. People think that they're sold on this American dream and they really believe it. If you go to school, you're going to school to work for somebody and you're in debt, okay? 9 times out of 10, you're going to leave in debt unless you got some type of special scholarship that pay for everything. Even though you're getting money while you're in school, 9 times out of 10, you still leave in debt. And if you, and we make people feel like shit if they ain't got a degree or didn't go to college. And that's not, it's messed up. That's messed up. We judge people for having felonies. And that's the truth of the matter. But peace and love, man. Peace and love to everybody. I'm giving a little time. I'm about to share this on the Facebook as well. If you don't have me added on the Facebook, it's Ali Malik Kilam Bey. The Instagram is Don_Kilam. Again, the Facebook is Ali, A-L-I, Malik Kilam Bey, B-E-Y, okay? Posting this to the Facebook right now because I got a Facebook following. I got a nice little Facebook following, got a nice little Instagram following. I'm actually live on the Facebook too. I'm looking at somebody's post and pull it over. But what I'm about to give you is forbidden knowledge. You're not supposed to know these things. I need you to know how important you are in this world. You're very important. You're important to any and every game that's out there. Okay? I don't care what game it is. But you gotta learn how to take a different position, take a different title, and stop acting as a servant or a slave, because that's who they are, okay? These people are your public servants. They're your slaves, okay? These people are your servants, they're your slaves. Do one more mic check. Can y'all hear me? Look like my mic came on. There it goes. Mic check, mic check. Can y'all hear me on the YouTube? Yeah, I don't hear shit. Mic check. What I was gonna do a color law discussion. Let's see if it'll let me go back. My apologies, y'all, man. I've been working all day today, like always. I really don't get no breaks. But I'm going to start. I'm going to start making time to do other stuff besides work for y'all. That's how I know you're not a minority. Trust me, I do your work. They're never ending. Baby's kids for real. Let's try this again. Y'all got to see the sunset though, that's all that matters. At least somebody got to see it. That's why I'm sitting by this window. That's why stuff is different. Peace and love, world. Peace and love. You're now rocking to the sounds and vibrations of your boy, Malik Kilam, also known as DonKalam.com. As always, prosperity is your birthright. Not a licensed attorney or tax expert. Do this for educational and informational purposes only. Listen, the internet is going in and out here. I don't know what's going on. So, if you follow me, you can. If you can hear me, I hope you can, okay? If not, I am live on Instagram. I am live on the IG. That's Don_Kalam, DON_KILAM. I'm also live on the Facebook. Okay, that's Ali Malik Kilam Bay. If you find this information of value, leave a donation. Link in the description box. Also, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and share. But the Apple Pay, we accept Apple Pay, 407-274-5161. Google Pay, CECKENSTEINTRUST at gmail.com. The Cash App is SecuredPartyCredit. Now, I'm getting right to it, man. I don't have no more time to waste. I'm not wasting no more precious time today because I got a lot of work to do still. I'm working on this book. I'm rushing it. I'm going to rush it because it's great information. So, I want to go over the Buck Act right now. The Buck Act. Again, I'm going to state this for the record. I'm not a licensed attorney or a tax expert, okay? I do this for educational and informational purposes only. This is based on my first-hand knowledge and beliefs, okay? Now, the Buck Act. This is coming from the United States Code, and I believe this is Title 12, describing jurisdiction. If you find anybody that if you believe anybody finds this information value, make sure you send it to them. Send to at least 3 people. And if you find it value, you can leave a monetary donation, Apple Pay, Google Pay, Cash App. Hit like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, okay? Let me know it's valuable to you. Now, the United States Codes, Title 12, describing jurisdiction, states that the federal jurisdiction ends at the state borders, 3 miles offshore, and is over federal lands within the state boundaries. Whoever's living outside D.C., Samoa, U.S. Virgin Islands, Marina Islands, are not within federal jurisdiction. Okay, anybody living outside of D.C., Samoa, U.S. Virgin Islands, Marina Islands are not within federal jurisdiction. So you must understand, in order for you to understand the full import of what is happening, certain laws must be explained to you. When passing new statutes, not laws, statutes, the federal government always does everything according to the principles of law. In order for the federal government to tax a citizen of one of the several states, they had to create some sort of contractual nexus. This contractual nexus is the Social Security number. So this is your contract with the federal government. In 1935, the federal government instituted the Social Security. The Social Security Board then created 10 Social Security districts. Okay, this is a trust now. Trust is just like a private corporation. Okay, they created 10 Social Security districts. The combination of these districts resulted in a federal area which covered all the several states like a clear plastic overlay. In 1939, the federal government instituted the Public Salary Tax Act of 1939. This act is a municipal law of the District of Columbia for taxing all federal and state government employees and those who live and work in any federal area. Now, the government knows it cannot tax those state citizens who live and work outside the territorial jurisdiction of Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17, or Article 4, Section 3, Clause 2 in the United States Constitution. So, in 1940, Congress passed the Buck Act. 4 U.S.C. Section 105-113 and Section 1110E, this act authorized any department of the federal government to create a federal area for imposition of the Public Salary Tax Act of 1939. This tax is imposed at 4 U.S.C. Section 111. The rest of the taxing law is found in the Internal Revenue Code. The Social Security Board had already created a federal area overlay. So, you must understand, under 4 U.S.C., this is one definition because you got to go to 28 U.S.C., subsection 3002, subsection 14A, United States means, the states means the several states belonging to the United States Corporation. But right here it says the term state includes any territory or possession of the United States. You got to understand. The term state includes any territory or possession of the United States, and the United States means federal corporation, okay? Corporation, that's a dead body. Action means action. So you bring a dead body to life. These are fairy tales. These are stories, okay? They put it on paper. That's why it's called bookkeeping. Now listen. Note, the use of the capital S in state is reference to the designated territorial states and possessions held by the corporate United States. 4 U.S.C. Section 110E, the term federal area means any lands or premises held or acquired by or for the use of the United States or any department, establishment, or agency of the United States in any federal area or any part thereof which is located within the exterior boundaries of any state shall be deemed to be a federal area located within such a state. There is no reasonable doubt that the federal state is imposing an excise tax under provision of 4 U.S.C. Section 105, which states in pertinent part, state and so forth taxation affecting federal areas, sales, or use tax. A. No. Person. The term person references a fictional entity. This is what I'm trying to say. Everything has to be a story or a fiction tale, or they can't even hear it because a fact can't enter a courtroom. So, no person shall be relieved from liability for payment of, collection of, or accounting for any sales or use tax levied by any state or by any duly constituted taxing authority, therein having jurisdiction to levy such tax on the ground that the sale or use with respect to which such tax is levied occurred in whole or in part within a federal area, and such tax or taxing authority shall have full jurisdiction and power to levy and collect any such tax in any federal area within such state to the same extent and within the same effect as though such area was not a federal area. So you gotta understand, the reason why conversation runs the nation is because you don't even realize these states used to be under the republic. Then when it got federal zoning, then you got the zip code. So if you utilize the zip code, then you're in a federal zone, a federal area. So I just want you to understand a little bit about the Buck Act, okay? Now, the United States is a corporation. This is on the public side, okay? And you got to understand, anytime you're in court and there's codes and statutes, you're an enemy of the United States until you correct your status. If you're a federal citizen, you become an enemy of the United States. Now, I want to bring up why this is important, because if you don't get stuff corrected, then you got to understand the emergency powers of martial law. And this was brought to the public and a lot of people's eyesight during, what was it called? Behold the Pale White Horse. Behold the Pale White Horse. And that was by, his last name was Cooper. Let me look it up. William Cooper, I do believe. Yeah, Milton William Cooper. Behold the Pale White Horse. And what they do is, it's martial law right now, but a lot of people don't understand that. We've been under martial law. A lot of people don't understand that. So behold the Pale White Horse. Go read that now. So martial law is declared. It was declared by President Lincoln on April 24th, 1863, with General Orders number 100. I'm going to see if I can Google that too. I'm going to see if that'll pop up. General Orders number 100. That's called the Lieber Code. It's called the Lieber Code. So, the Lieber Code, the first modern codification of the laws of war. On April 24th, 1863, U.S. President Abraham Lincoln issued General Order number 100, instructions for the government of the armies of the United States in the field, commonly known as the Lieber Code, after its main author, Francis Lieber. The Lieber Code set out rules of conduct during hostilities for Union soldiers through the U.S. Civil War. Even today, it remains the basis of most regulations of the laws of war for the United States and is referred to in the forward to Department of Defense Laws Manual. The Lieber Code inspired other countries to adopt similar rules. So the Lieber Code, with much peace and love to everybody joining. So, General Orders number, under martial law authority, Congress and President Lincoln institute continuous martial law by ordering the states, the people, either conscribe troops and provide money in support of North or be recognized as enemies of the nation. And that's exactly what's going on when you go in the courtroom. It's martial law. So this martial law act of Congress is still in effect today. This martial law authority gives the president, with or without Congress, the dictatorship authority to do anything that can be done by government in accord with the Constitution of the United States of America. This act remains in effect to this very day and is the foundation of presidential executive orders authority. It was magnified in 1917 with the Trading with the Enemy Act, Public Law 65-91, 65th Congress, Session 1, Chapter 105, 106, October 6, 1917. And again in 1933 with the Emergency War Powers Act, which is ratified and enhanced almost every year to this day by Congress. Today, these acts address the people of the United States themselves as their enemy. The District of Columbia Organic Act of 1871 created a private corporation, hereinafter Corp. U.S., owned and operated by the actual government for the purpose of carrying out the business needs of the government under martial law. This was done under the constitutional authority for Congress to pass any law within the 10-mile square of Washington District of Columbia. In said act, Corporation U.S. adopted their own constitution, the United States Constitution, which was identical to the National Constitution, except that it was missing the National Constitution's 13th Amendment and the National Constitution's 14th, 15th, and 16th Amendment are respectively numbered 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments in the Corp. U.S. Constitution. At this point, take special note and remember this. The Corporation United States method of adopting their own constitution, they will add it to it in the same manner in 1913. The United States Corporation began to generate debts via bonds, etc., which came due in 1912. But they could not pay their debts, so the 7 families that bought up the bonds demanded payment, and the U.S. corporation could not pay. The said families settled the debt for the payments of all the United States Corporation's assets and for all the assets of the Treasury in the United States of America. 1913. This is stuff that's included in my book. I shouldn't be giving y'all this down, man. The United States Corporation had no funds to carry out the necessary business needs of the government, so they went to said families and asked if they could borrow some money. The family said no. The United States Corporation had already demonstrated that they could not and would not repay their debts in full. The families had foreseen this situation and had the year before finalized the creation of a private corporation of the name Federal Reserve Bank. The United States Corporation formed a relationship with the Federal Reserve Bank whereby they could transact their business via note rather than with money. Notice that this relationship was one made between 2 private corporations and did not involve the government. That is where most people err and understand the Federal Reserve Bank system. Again, it has no government relation at all. The private contracts that set the whole system up even recognize that if anything therein proposed is found illegal or impossible to perform, it is excluded from the agreements and the remaining elements remain full force and effect. And there's so much history. There's way, way more history. But I just want you to know about martial law. Now, to the good stuff about court. So I was going to talk about court today. Color law court. Now, when you break down Fed roll, Fed means you just ate, means air, AL means God or contract. So they're feeding you an air that they're God. So when so-called, I believe everything, life is a religion and a ritual, right? Your rituals make up your religion, okay? So the so-called Muslim goes to a temple, the so-called Christian goes to a church, right? Well, demons, they go to a temple called court, okay? This is my perspective. This is why Bible's a factor in the courtroom, and the truth shall set you free. This is why I'm an ordained minister. I administer information, okay? So this is the temples of Baal, B-A-A-L, Baal. These are prize courts of commerce and piracy. Comprehending this beast. It's a beast. Belly of the beast. So comprehending this, with which you are dealing, the court is the synagogue. The court is the synagogue, the temple of Baal, enforcing Babylonian law. The gate or the bar is the veil. The bench is the altar. The black robe devil, the judge, the administrative magistrate, administrator, is the high priest. It's called Vicarious Day. I'll look this up for you. Vicarious Day is a phrase first used in the forged medieval donation to Constantine to refer to St. Peter, a leader of the early Christian church and regarded as the first pope. Okay, regarded as the first pope. So the attorney, which a term comes from to twist or to turn, is the mediator. The attorney's job is to move one into Roman civil law jurisdiction and then into code and real pleadings. Remember, he is by definition the devil too. The bailiffs, clerks, and stenographers are the high priest servants. If one enters the veil, one is there to give sacrifices. The fine is the wave, given to escape the threat of punishment. Offering the court cost is the heave, tribute, or gift, or offering. Should you enter voluntarily, by traverse or subrogate, okay? Then just give your sacrifices and be a good slave and stop wasting the court's time. If you hire an attorney, then you have volunteered as sheep and led to slaughter, and you will get what you deserve. So how can one plead? If they do not understand the nature and cause of the charge, and if one is coerced to enter a plea, then that plea would have to be non-assumptive, without prejudice. A plea by which a defendant avers that he did not undertake or promise as alleged by the plaintiff with no rights waived. That's Black Laws Dictionary, 6th edition. A better plea is a plea in bar. However, one must know proper procedures to make a plea in bar really stick. So, I would say I enter a negative plea in the general traverse. Or I plead guilty to the facts but not the crime. Okay? Because a fact can't enter a courtroom. If one enters a plea of not guilty, one just might as well plead nolo, no contest, a nolo contendere, and get it over with, because one will lose anyway, since not guilty is a negative and it is impossible to prove a negative. The proper plea, if you were placed in a position to have to plead, would be a plea of innocence, which is a positive plea, something which can be proven. Remember too that these are courts of controversy. Learn ways and methods of avoiding controversy, and these courts can only prevail in controversy. So, once one hires an attorney and entails, testifies to the attorney, the enemy spy, and officer of the court, what has happened, the attorney is required by law to share discovery, all evidence which he obtains from his client with the prosecutor. You have the right to remain silent. Everything that you say to any of these devils can and will be used against you. That's Miranda versus Arizona. You would be wise to remain silent, open mouth, insert foot. It is all a game. You are a pawn, and you have been prearranged to be the loser. Here's another good one. Learn to answer a question with a question. The master asks the question, and the slave or servant answers. Remember that. Never appear pro se, pro per, or pro anything, not even in propria persona. Never allow the black robe devil to proclaim that you are their pro se, pro per, or pro anything, prosecutor. Always take exception. One does not object to the judge's utterance. One takes exceptions. One objects to the prosecutor's utterance. The Supreme Court, in all of its ultimate wisdom, made this ruling about those who appear pro se. If there is any truth to the old proverb that one who is in his own lawyer has a fool for a client, the court, by its opinion today, now bestows a constitutional right on one to make a fool of himself. To become a good belligerent claimant, one needs to learn the Faretta defense. That's something for you to look up. Faretta, let me see if I can Google this for you, man. I don't do Faretta. I do sui juris, okay? You write the contract. Everything's a contract. Neither the court nor the state has the right or the need to know one's family, work, military, educational, or religious background. All that is needed is that one is able to read, write, and speak American English. Stop volunteering information. The more information one volunteers, the more these devils have to use against the victim. This is how they identify you. You give them your mom's name, now they can go reach out to your mom. You follow me? So if one out of necessity must be present to represent the fiction. So sui juris, by one's own right, the lord or master of the soil, the just sole, self-rule, is the master of oneself and comes now. He or she doesn't and cannot appear in the airspace above the fictional prize court. The latter required knowledge of law to successfully use to appear pro se or pro anything is to accept the temporary appointment to the bar. Acronym: British Aristocratic Regency or British Accreditation Registry. Attorneys are esquires. Esquires are apprentices, knights, or squires who are practicing to become squires, and you pay for the practice. The Florida Bar, as an example, has 70,000 members. However, less than 28 members are certified as competent. Do you really wish to be one of the test subjects? You gotta understand, I was speaking to people that took the bar in Florida, in Tampa. They don't really know shit. It should also be noted that the United States Supreme Court, in all of its ultimate wisdom, gave full immunity to judges, attorneys, court reporters, stenographers, law enforcement officers, and expert witnesses, such as shrinks and it says such as shrinks, psychos, and sorcerers, to testify for the state against both civil and criminal prosecution for perjury. The licensed professional receives by such license an indulgence, which is permission by you to bear false witnesses against you. That's under Briscoe versus LaHue. So you gotta understand, the United States Corporation is a British colony still. It's a British crown state. The people in the black robe, the false accuser is a god or a deity. The defense attorney is the substitute for the son of the deity. And all other officers are lesser deities. Therefore, stop using the term God, period. What part of the word stop do you not comprehend? Okay? They always use God in their language. God to them is the deity of good luck, good fortune, or troops, a deity of Babylon, the Luciferian idol which stands in New York Harbor. You ask them for your God-given rights, and they will give them to you, maybe even 5 to 10 in one of those iron bar hotels. You follow me? So stay away from the word of God in the courtroom. You must assert the natural rights given by your Creator, because you're a child of the Most High. You're a child of a king, not a servant of Baal. Remember, there's enough evidence to convict you of anything if you keep not the law, okay, of the book of the law. So one is not a sovereign. One is the heir elect of the sovereign. To claim sovereignty is to self-proclaim to be a deity. So you have to say you're the heir of a sovereign, okay? Remember, the turner is a twister who will do anything to trick his victim to break the law. They're looking for reasons for you to break the law. You gotta understand, attorney means to twist or to turn over. That's their job. That is their job. So, I just want to go over that a little bit with you, man. And one thing I would do right away is first make a notification of reservation of rights. Under UCC 1-308, it used to be UCC 1-207. It was changed to confuse the public. You put your name, you put sui juris. Put a public communication to all. Knows the agent knows the principal, knows the principal knows the agent. Applications to all successors and assigns. This is a public communication to all rights reserved. Let it be known that I reserve all my rights. UCC 1-308, which was formerly UCC 1-207. Further, let it all be advised that all actions commenced against me may be in violation of UCC Title 18, Deprivation Rights under color of law, conspiracy, and conspiracy against rights. And then I would file a demand. Demand means assertion of a legal right. A demand to dismiss. Demand for dismissal. I would put that I'm a affiant, never a defendant. If you claim to be a defendant, then you have to defend something. Being a affiant, they have to rebut your affidavit. The defiant demands and moves the court to dismiss this case against, for the following reasons: the reservation of my rights. I reserve all my rights under UCC 1-308. Performance or acceptance under reservation of rights. A party with explicit reservation of rights performs or promises, performs or assents to. And it just goes on. Dismiss this case. Further advisement. Because you understand, the reason why they're enslaving you right now is because there's private contracts in full effect and in force. And until you get rid of those contracts, then they're always going to be there. Private contracts. We got Eddie Moon on the YouTube Live. So this is what you must understand. There's private contracts between the United States Republic, United States Corporation. Now, once you get your title back, you get your peers back, you can start creating you can start creating your own contracts. You start getting people to recognize you as part of the Republic. And I hope this makes sense for you. This is what we got to do. We got to start taking these seats back, taking this power back. But that's what I got for you today, man. Call it a short, little, quick class, man. I got a lot going on. I'm going to be in Atlanta. I got a lot of stuff going on, man. So I'm coming to a city near you, man. Real quick, I'm going to tell everybody where I'm going to be at. If you're trying to meet with me, we can make some arrangements. So send me a text or email, 407-274-5161. So this weekend, man, if you're trying to link up in Atlanta, we can schedule something, man. You ready to drop a donation? You know, then I'll be in California around the like October 4th. You know, then I'm gonna be in Columbus, Ohio area in October, Chicago. Then end of the month, we'll be back in Atlanta, Connecticut. Then we have an event November 1st, Atlanta, Georgia. It's open to the public. November 7th, Houston, Texas, open to the public. November 21st, Las Vegas, open to the public. December 1st, Hawaii, open to the public. December 12th, Arizona, open to the public. And December 19th, Fresno, California, open to the public, man. Become a member now with Don Kilam, DONKILAM.com, man. I'm making shit shake for y'all, man. Much peace and love. We out here, man. You got to make sure you got to start. It takes time to count money. You got to set aside time just to count your money, man. Make sure your books is right, man. I'm trying to tell you, it's not an easy job, but somebody's got to do it. You follow me? So why can't it be you? Somebody has to do it. You don't have to be a banker. You can be your own banker. Well, much peace and love, man. I'm calling it a night. Prosperity is your birthright.